Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I'm Florian from Munich, so I'm a German guy and I do film photography now for, I guess, 4.5 years. And within this channel, I try to explain some important things which help you to produce better pictures. So, why English? First of all, I got a few comments and people do not understand what I'm talking about. Therefore, I thought it would be cool that everybody has the chance to listen to the content I produce. And I guess all the German people out there will understand anyway. I know I promised a lot within the spring weeks of this year about this magic machine which is behind me, which is a film scanner, the Fuji Frontier SP3000. I couldn't make it for personal reasons, for work reasons. Work has never been such intense like the last weeks and months, but what was definitely worth it. But now I'm back and we will be talking about this device because it's so special and it's so brilliant, but not today. Today I want to talk about a topic which is, I guess, the most important thing. And if you get it right, you will get the images you would like to have. And there is, especially for the people who want to start to shoot film, such a big misunderstanding, and I want to clarify on this today. So if you imagine a film stock, let's take Portra 400 today because this is super familiar and super common and everybody shoots Portra 400. Then people think Portra 400 looks a certain kind of way, and this is not true. As long as you do not consider all the variables which are behind the whole process. And today, so the process from starting to shoot film until you get your final image. And today I would like to discuss with you or to have a look with you on all the different pitfalls, on the different process steps, and give you advice how you can influence your picture in the end so you get the picture you really, really want. So, for example, when we're thinking about all these different companies who are selling presets, film presets nowadays, they claim that Portra 400, Portra 800, Fuji Pro 400H should look like this, like this, like this. And as I said, this is only partially true. And when we have a look at the process, I have prepared something for you. There are different steps which have a big impact on the final image. And if we do not have control about every step, you will get a different image. So let's have a look on the first part. First part is shooting film, right? And of course, it is important to use the film stock when you know this kind of film, this kind of look is achieved by this kind of film stock, then of course you should buy this film stock. No discussion about this. The next step is like, how do you expose your film stock? And this is important, but I would say not that much that you may think of. Of course, if you do an underexposure of color film, this is not the best way you should go for, especially if you're like old glasses or old lenses, because then you get more grain, it gets more moody. If you overexpose it, you get more like pastel colors, a bit less grain, and in general a bit more contrast, which is more a popping image. So this is the first part. The second part is the developing process, and there we have to differentiate between color film and black and white film. For color film, this is standardized, it's C41, and normally if you go to a good lab, they do their job and you will get out the same results, no matter it's done from this lab or another lab which has the same quality standards. But then comes a very, 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 very important part, which is how does the lab, or maybe yourself, bring out of this physical negative a digital image? And you know, this step is so crucial and so important, and depending on which device is used or which method is used, they're coming out for 10, 20 different images for the same film stock. So you cannot say Portra 400 is like this, or this. This really depends on how you digitalized in the end the photograph. And I know people tend to say Portra 400 should look like this or like this. And this is mainly because I would say 90% of the big photo labs out there use the Frontier scanner, this one, or a Noritsu scanner. And these scanners produce an image which you then see a lot of times and you think, okay, this is the Portra 400 look. But this depends. And even between these two scanners, there are huge differences. The Frontier scanner has a different interpretation of color and contrast than, for example, a Noritsu scanner has. Here you can see two examples of the same picture. And therefore, if you would like to have a certain kind of look, for example, and you know a photographer, for example, a film photographer who has like a look you desire, then you need to understand, okay, which film stock does he use or she use? Is she overexposing, underexposing? Not that important. I would tend to expose correctly or one stop over. Development, no, not a step where you can have an influence. Of course, you can say to the lab, please push it or pull it, but normally people do not do so. And then in the end comes a very, very important part, and this is how is it scanned? Is it scanned on a Frontier? Is it scanned on a Noritsu? Is it maybe self-scanned with Negative Lab Pro and a digital camera? And if you know this in the end, then you will get for sure very, very close to the look you desire. But if you do not, and if you do not consider this step, you cannot say Portra 400 looks like this or not. My first film I have been developed at a different lab, and they did not use not a Frontier, not a Noritsu, I don't know what they have used, but I had a very red tonality in my photographs. And I thought, okay, I was looking at Portra and it looked a bit different, and now I get these colors. I was wrong. This can be Portra, but it has a different interpretation because they used a different device to digitalize it. And for example, if you're buying a film stock the next time, or a preset for a film stock, then you need to make sure whether this preset is developed on the Noritsu or on the Frontier, for example, or on a different scanner. And if you, for example, love the Noritsu look, then you should go for a preset which really says Portra 400, normal development, C41, and then scanned on a Noritsu scanner. Same for me, by the way. As you know, I'm selling a Portra 400 preset, which I say is super, super close to real film, but I was not accurate neither, because I need to say, yes, it is super, super close to Portra 400 C41 scanned on a Frontier scanner. And then I can sell it and say, this is the result you will get, but not generally, this is Portra 400. So guys, that's it. This will help you immensely if you take care of all these steps, and then you will get the images you would like to have. And if you do not, keep in mind that there's a person sitting behind a scanner. And of course, you can have different settings on the scanner and you can change colors and so on and so on. But this is a different topic. And we will have a look on this within the next episode, where I shoot digitally, bring in film, and then we have like a comparison between the preset and the scanner. And then we will see, okay, if I do a color correction in the scanner, maybe it looks different than the preset. Yeah, and this is something which is super, super important. I hope it helps, and you will get the desired film look now. Thank you for joining the channel. See you soon. Bye-bye.